A warm good evening and welcome to it. It's time for Sport at 10. We've got a great show in store for you. So much for you to look forward to. A all-star lineup of athletes who have been doing some fantastic things in South African sport. Let's get straight to them. On the bench, coming onto the show tonight. Here they are for you. This is what we've got lined up for you. He has had an unbelievable year. He's gone from Cosmos, being a star player there, relegated with the club. Bafana call-up, then gets to Celtic, and now finds himself clubless. That's Cheslyn Jampies. He's in the studio to tell about that story, and then we'll move on and see who else is coming onto the program. And it's a long move across, but he is one of the speediest men on the planet. Brad Binder, the World MotoGP 3 champion. He rides motorcycles like nobody else. The man from Poch is unbelievable, and I know you don't know him, so we will explain to you just how big what he has achieved is, and then we will wrap things up tonight with the absolutely gorgeous, spiritual, you hear her on radio, you've seen her on the show Generation. She's a producer, she does everything. Tammy Bodibe will be making her way onto the show as well tonight. Now, I've got David Kakana right here with me, the top journo in the game. DK, what's going on?
Tom, we've got tragedy, we've got good news, we've got bad news. And you know, I want to start with the good news, because I believe that all in sports, after a great Sunday with the sports awards, South African Sports Awards, we have to start with what really makes South Africa, which is, of course, tennis, and it's wheelchair tennis. And I can tell you that Limpopo-born Khutazo Munjani won the Prague wheelchair tennis tournament. Of course, they call it the Prague Cup in Czech Republic. And I can tell you that that was an important victory, because she beat her doubles partner, Charlotte Famin from France.
Can I tell you a little bit about KG?
Yeah, you were with her in Australia.
I went to the Australian Open with KG, with the rest of the team. She eats, eh? That little, she can eat. Her plate is this high, I'm not lying. Serena will walk past you with like smolanyana salad, and KG's plate is full, but great. I'm so happy for her. She's won something. And also, when you speak about sports awards, wheelchair tennis, didn't they win the Administrator of the Year, Federation of the Year, one of those awards?
The federation in itself for wheelchair tennis won.
Karen Losh
won.
Did brilliantly. And wheelchair tennis, I'm so proud of the fact that you guys were able to do that. And KG, as well as Lucas Sitole and the rest of the players, have been the spearhead of that. And you can see why. They win tournaments overseas, and KG has done it on this occasion. But moving on to a sad story, probably the saddest story I've ever heard when it comes to my lifetime in sport. It has to be looking at this plane crash. Yeah,
the British aerospace Avro crashed in the mountains of Medellin in Colombia. This it crashed with the members of, it was of course a plane that was hired. It crashed with members of a Brazilian team called Chapecoense. The whole entire team was going to play in the Brazilian, in a South American tournament.
It's they call the equivalent of the Europa Cup. It's the Copa Sudamericana.
Almost what Sundowns were playing.
It's the equivalent of the Europa Cup in Europe. So the Copa Sudamericana.
Yeah, Copa Sudamericana. And of course, it had 77 members on board, and 71 members perished. Only 3 players survived, 2 air crew members, and 1 journalist, who are the people who survived that plane crash.
What a story. I mean, this Brazilian team don't even play in the top division. They came from the second division, lower division.
10 years ago,
they make it into this cup final.
Yes.
It's the sweetheart story of Brazilian football. Everyone's behind them.
Yes.
And then they lose their lives in such a tragic way. I mean, you have to go back in history. Manchester United, it happened to them when they lost an entire team.
The Zambian national team, of course.
The Zambian national team as well. Kalusha Bwalia happened to not be on that plane. It has happened, but how do you rebuild? when you've lost an entire team and you're not also one of the biggest, strongest teams on North?
Even financially, they're not that big. But I think they are going to get money from different people and charity organizations. I hear that even Ronaldo has donated money to them, and that will help them build the site and get more players.
And other clubs in Brazil have already volunteered to lend them players to say, let's start building the club up again and getting them back onto any kind of recovery. I mean, how do you recover when you've lost 70 people, over 70 people in a plane crash? It's a sad football story, and our hearts go out to everybody involved with that club, and it's just really shocking. But let's move on to what's going on with the Banyana. And yesterday, I watched this game, David, and I thought it was so close, so close. We almost had this match.
Yeah, we had a goal disallowed for offside in the 32nd minute, and which, of course, when you look at it, it was a dicey one. But then we had a free kick given against us, and our goalkeeper couldn't see this. Desiree Opanozi hitting a scorcher. I mean, look at this. This is like power at its best. But Banyana were disciplined. Banyana showed a lot of spirit, and they go into a third and fourth playoff against Ghana, who lost to the host as well. And the host, Cameroon, will play against Nigeria in the final.
So there you go. Banyana out of the AWC. They were in that semi-final against Nigeria. Nigeria, the defending champions. Nigeria have won it on 9 occasions. Banyana yet to win it. And this was that game. I could feel it. But it didn't go that way. Now, let's move on and have a look at the highlights of what's taken place in the ABSA Premiership, starting this game yesterday as Cape Town City came to town to take on Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, high-flying Cape Town City is there. George Masilela there. So it's George scoring with a deflection. If you look at it,
who gets the deflection.
It was a deflection, and
it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, then Kumalo got a red card. People are saying that the coach of Cape Town City is the one that really pushed the referee to give him that.
But
then Sim also scored via a deflected shot to make it 1-1. Chiefs were down to 10 men, and of course Cape Town City getting an important point away.
A result that took them to the top of the ABSA Premiership as well, Cape Town City. And they'd won 7 in a row. This was now another game undefeated away from home. Massive point. The fans, a small section of them, it has to be said, of Kaizer Chiefs fans, a little bit unhappy with the way things have gone there and having their opinion to the coach.
into the field, but I mean, you can see that the team has been trying. They were 10 men down. Bidvest top of the log, play against SuperSport United. And the defender, Clayton Daniels, there poking it in from the line. Great start there. But Munyamani is great. I mean, he's the one that supplied that corner kick, And here with a free kick, a brilliant free kick from Munyamani to make it 2-0. SuperSport take all the points, and Vets, of course, stay second because now Cape Town City are the new kings on the block. Cape Town City play Bidvest on Friday, so it's going to be an interesting game.
Maritzburg, Keeper United.
The goalkeeper there of Keeper United makes a mistake, and Dylan Mekwe, look at that. I mean, a keeper thinking that he's a super keeper, makes a mistake. And this is a Nigerian international, may we say it, and he makes that mistake. What an equalizer. I have to say that the goals that have been scored in the PSL this midweek have been brilliant, and then celebrating a nice draw.
Teminkosi Lorch getting the equalizer there to give a little bit of hope to what is starting to look like a desperate situation at Chippa United. They just can't get that victory, and with goalkeeping like that, it's not going to happen. Now, this game, you have to get close to your TV screens because the goal that equalizes here, as much as Pirates score here, the goal that equalizes has got to be the greatest goal I have ever seen a goalkeeper score with my own eyes. Justice Shabalala getting Pirates into the lead. 95th minute here. Pirates are sure they've got the victory. Overhead, Khalagasha.
Oscarin scoring with an overhead. But Rene Higuita scored like this. You remember the Scorpion? Rene Higuita, Colombian goalkeeper, scored a goal with a scissors kick also. But this one is amazing because it's in open play, and that's great.
More amazing is that Ajax Cape Town have won one game all season. They're up against the defending and African champions, and then they beat them.
Musadi scored there. Sundowns defense were a shambles in 60s and 7. And look at this cross. I mean, it's a great cross. And from there, Sundowns concede the second. Mayambela doing all the work. And it was a tap in. Look at Mark Mayambela. Now he's taking the Sundowns defense 60s and 7s. And of course, thank you very much. The Ajax Cape Town 2-0 victors against the African champion, may we say that.
And here we have
this is Golden Arrows against Polokwane City.
This game had goals. Six goals in the game.
Four in the first half. And I can tell you that Polokwane, since the coach arrived, have been playing some great football.
Wade Joster
was the one that opened the scoring there. And Polokwane...
Ramakalela, a few minutes later, gets the equalizer.
Nice ball through the middle for Ramakalela, but nice placement as well for the striker, showing that, remember, Ramakalela was at Golden Arrows as well. And now he's moved over to Limpopo to make it...
they couldn't stop scoring, though, because Lerato Lamula here, 41st minute of the game.
And he makes space for himself. Look, but the keeper here, for me, is something that I think the keeper should have saved, because Lamula's angle was close. Here, a great cross from the captain, a great header from Mwango. Look at that. Great hanger from Mwango to make it
2-2 going into the halftime break.
Yeah, 2-2 going to the halftime break. But I like the fact that, they kept on trying even in the second half. And there's another one from the captain to make it 3-2. But Golden Arrows showed that why they've been in the top. And they equalized. There it is, to make it 3-3.
Osibia making the equalizing goal there to give a share of the spoils. Free State Stars, Platinum Stars. Free State Stars this season had not won a game up until this point. This was desperate.
It was desperate. And you look at it here, it was his first goal in the league. And what a way to score your first goal in the league for Free State Stars. Utetani. And then this happened. A second one in the second half, 77th minute, just to wrap it. They have Danny Fenter.
Makes it 2-0, and then it was going to be 3-0 with Seko Tlong getting the third goal. Platinum Stars did get one consolation goal, a penalty with Henrico Borges towards the end of the game to make it a 3-1 situation. So that's what's happened there. Yes. Let me introduce you now to South Africa's one and only sports comedian. Here's the Shampunizer. You've been waiting for him. Here he is. Tips, where are you?
Eda.
Ori.
Hey, Papa.
Exe.
Urina.
Hey.
Hey, Thomas Mlambo. Man, I like to congratulate Wade van Niekerk, man, for being like the best everything and everything. But my concern is that you guys keep giving him cars left, right, and center. No one is giving him a house. I've never heard Wade saying, I'm trying to build myself a taxi rank with Audis and everything. But you know what? Well done, my guy. People at home, let us not behave like Pirates didn't lose to Super Sports. Super Sports, like that last game never fell late. I never fell late. Like Pirates was ultra male, Marva and we 6-1, so no never horror box. Like alala. The aggregate between Super Sports and Pirates is 28-1. Baba Jile ko teaming, Baba Jago Soka Zone, Baba Jamo Sport 10, Baba fell late, I'm 4-1, 28-1. Our Pirates, we left Chiefs, you're my favorite team, bro. Chiefs is my favorite team. You guys make plans. Red card, 10 players. But what did you do? You had another player, a ball boy. Ball boy. Victor Gomes doesn't play. I swear to you, if Victor Gomes is not living in a red house, I don't know. That guy ordered anything red. Like that guy thought for red card was like anything red. Red lipsy. If EFF is not taking him, you guys are playing games. This guy loves red. Like Victor Gomes gave more red cards than all the goals combined achieved this season. Like red card for everything. You know, like someone is heartless when you give a red card to a baby. That boy didn't have an ID. And I asked for a adolescence, but Victor Gomes looked at him and cast him like, hey, you know, Casta Adalums. Casta Kunupama Fugunyana man. But let's talk about Pirates today. Pirates is such a turn off. I want to turn off us one look Pirates. You know, just when you thought they won, it's like you are talking to a woman. Busy on shapa and then wawela just until it's my wala tell a fugulero a baby rugo to la diketin. Utwala diketin limangwen, walk up And Kulukotu Johnny Sham Kalo, you know, like Kalasa celebrate. Yo, you should have had the interview. Oh, let's go why eat or Wirahala. No, go to Kolweki and a revision or Bonaki Captain Maleba Neil. Lord, we try to let it like a general like a mraum, get slow mirage ball, and I die. But you know what? Breaking news. Ajax, the last time Bawina, Mandela was alive. Like they haven't won in a long time. Like if I want to be like Magaz, let's have more PSL. Last time, yo, when you're a pirate, Bajila Pirates, Ogarba, Toba, Hulbaja Pie at payday.
Bajila Sundown.
Sundown, so Pirate Agret to Jiwa. So, you know, you're not see just a malad. This is just a malapa. But you know what? In the words of Steve Compella, I'm not gonna diss Pirates today. I'm not gonna diss Sundown. I'm not gonna diss anyone. But I'm just saying, people are striking. We are striking for fees to fall. Students are complaining, or the university are in a chelede, and it's a big strike. What does VEST do? They take the same money by a rega gag. Where's that? Where's that? The students are there complaining. Where's that? What's your lecture? Where's that? What regular book? Man. I'm talking on behalf of the students. I'm saying, on behalf of the students, I'm saying, where's the boxing glove was Namato?
Tips is a problem. He'll be back later on in the show and we'll be engaging with the Shampunizer as we go along. He'll give his humorous spin on what's going on the show as we continue. This is what I want to get from you at home. What are your midweek highs and lows in the PSL? What has been happening over Tuesday and Wednesday? Goalkeepers score overhead kicks to equalize. If that's not up there amongst your highs and lows, then I don't know. You can get us on Twitter, Facebook, as well as on YouTube, Twitter. We're available everywhere. After the break, though, we will be coming your way with more sport at 10. And here he is coming onto the show. It is Cheslyn Jampies. He will be making his way onto the program. Brad Binder comes onto the show as well. The Moto 2 world champion. The man can ride a motorcycle. Tammy Bodibe as well will be making her way in to take on the Sport at 10 quiz. And Tammy challenged me earlier on Twitter saying she's been exercising, she's ready for the quiz. Well, we've got a really strong quiz for you. You're going to have to get your spiritual inner peace, Tammy, to get this quiz right. We're going to a break. We'll be back after this.
And he can sing a song. His heart in every line. Oh, talk to me. So you can see what's going on. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift. I bet you sing right. Oh, I bet you pull a crowd. It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be alright on the night shift. Oh, on the night shift. You found another home. I know you're not alone on the night shift. Oh yeah. Jackie, yeah, what you doing now?
South Africa, you never cease to amaze us. Even when you win, you think of others.
At first, I took 10% of my money and I shared it with community. And then I've decided to help my daughter with a matric farewell dress and the shoes.
Now we're giving you the chance to win and to help someone in need. Visit absa.co.za for more information.
It's our way of saying thanks a million for choosing us. Win, share, and prosper with ABSA.
Sorry, man. Let me just check this.
No problem.
It's from Build It. Get a Build It 20-litre walls and ceilings acrylic PVA at $429, or a 5-litre Plascon Polven for $229, and a 20-litre Viva PVA in assorted colors for $199.90. Well, I know where I'm going.
Build It, making home building simple. You know it's almost Christmas when dinner is served.
You burned macaroni! I did you a favor. You can't afford to buy me no more outfits like this. This is my Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan.
Almost Christmas.
A fresh coat of Plascon paint. A lot can change in 15 years. Your son will go to school, be uncool, then super cool. There'll be this girl and that girl. He'll grow hair here and there. Join a band, get fans, dabble in this and that, move back and study. All before you have to paint again. Choose Plascon, the paint with up to 15 years quality guarantee.
Officials are reporting these Doritos are responsible for the worldwide bold outbreak.
Woohoo! Over to you, Paul! Things have gone totally around the bend. Raring to go.
There is boldness everywhere.
Doritos.
I quit.
Has the world gone completely bold?
The boldness is back. Try sour cream and mild chili.
It's Christmas coupon combo time at Boxer. 1 kg Ellis Brown creamer, buy 3 for only 95 Rand. 400 gram Lucky Star pilchards, buy 4 for only 60 Rand. 410 gram Best Cooked Baked Beans, buy 5 for only 30 Rand. It's Christmas coupon combo time at Boxer. Never pay more than the Boxer price.
There was a young man who sure liked to rumble. He dreamed big, but his roots kept him humble. He knew actions more than words made him a man. So he came up with a new plan. Over the years, his rumble showed the world he was an original fellow. A man who set the standard others follow.
The first International Achievement Award goes to none other than Brad Binder. Brad was recently, of course, crowned Moto3 World Champion, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 races left in the season, becoming the first South African in 36 years to win a motorcycle Grand Prix World Championship. So, well done to Brad.
Well done to Brad. Yeah, there he is in studio with us here on Sport at 10. Brad Binder. Let me just give you a little bit of perspective on what he has been able to do. He rides in Moto3. It's one of the biggest events in the motorcycling calendar. And he has gone on to be the world champion in that. We have a 21-year-old who is the world champion on his motorcycle. And he's done it this year in style just 2 months ago. Welcome, Brad Binder, to Sport at 10. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing?
You're lying. You're lying. Straight away I can see you're lying. I mean, he says I'm fine, but he's wearing a cast on his arm. You're not okay. What happened?
I'm doing okay. I'm not doing great. Let's put it that way. I mean, it's the last day of testing of the year. I was maybe trying a little bit too hard and had a crash, and unfortunately my bike landed on my arm. So now I have a plate and a few extra screws. But, you know, it's all good. It'll be fixed before next year.
I don't know if you're the best advert for I should go out there and be a motorcycle superhero when you've broken your arm. How many bones have you broken in your time?
You know, I've actually been really fortunate. I haven't broken many at all. I think, you know, I broke my arm and my leg once at the same time, which that kind of sucked, obviously. But other than that, you know, my arm, maybe a rib here and there, a finger.
That's a lot. I've never broken a single thing. You're already mentioning lots of body parts on me that have never been touched by a doctor, looked at, or x-rayed. So, Brad, how bad is it? Because next year, you move up a class. You're Moto2. How are you going to be able to ride? How long are you out? What's the story?
Fortunately, I have 2 months now, which is our off-season. So, you know, in 2 months, my arm should be strong, and we should be able to start the new season in a good way. And hopefully I can get into the Moto2 scene and try adapt quickly.
Now, we've got a couple of shots coming through of what you do, riding in Moto3, high speed, 250 k's an hour down the straight. But it wasn't always like this. Because, Brad, when you arrived in Europe in 2011, you didn't win a race. You not even got a point.
That's it.
And 5 years later, you're the world champ in Moto3. What happened in those 5 years? How do you go from reasonably okay, but not showing too much promise, to the world champ?
You know, things change, and I'm a real believer in hard work pays off. And the way it was at the beginning was difficult. You know, I really struggled. I didn't have enough experience. I really shouldn't have been in Grand Prix yet, but we had the opportunity, and we definitely couldn't say no. But you know, now I've enjoyed these last few years, just getting a little bit better every single time I get on the bike. And this year, I've really just put everything together. I got an incredible bike, great people behind me, the most incredible team I could ever ask for. And that's exactly what I needed to try and get the world title together.
Because even last season, you finished 6th. That's a huge jump. I mean, you didn't go like, okay, I'll have another season where I finish 2nd, and then I'll go on and win the title. You went from 6th last season to the best in Moto3 this season.
During the season last year, I made a really big step in about the middle of the season. You know, at the beginning of the season, struggled a lot last year. And then for this whole second half, just got stronger every race. So I went into this season on the best form I've ever been in. And it felt, one thing I wanted to really stay focused on was make sure I didn't lose my level throughout the year. And I'm really happy because I almost improved every single race and got a little bit quicker every weekend.
The world champ is with us. But Brad, you used one word, form. I still struggle a little bit because I understand the bike doing all the work. You know, how do you train? How do you make sure that you are in form? What changes? When you talk about your form, how do you impact isn't it just the bike is fast, I get on it, and then I get around the track?
Unfortunately not. If that was the case, it would have been a hell of a lot easier for a lot of people. But, you know, it's a combination of things. You know, it's really hard for people to understand because I know it looks really easy and you just turn the throttle, it seems, but you know, your heart rate is at 100% for 40 minutes. You know, I'm talking 180 beats per minute. And
adrenaline pumping.
You know, it's hard work. I promise you, at the end of a race, you're completely dead.
But how do you train?
The training we do, I mean, my training program really consists of a lot of cycling. Obviously I go to gym, but I can't do any heavy weights because it's really important to keep my weight as low as possible.
You have to be skinny.
That's it, you got to be small.
Why is that a secret?
Well, firstly, it's more aerodynamic, and obviously the less weight there is, the more easy it is for the bike to go fast. And
so they weigh you? I mean, do they check your weight? Does your team tell you, listen, you're 2 kilos over, so you're a second slower? Does it really work like that?
I mean, it's not as, how can I say, precise as that. But, you know, how it works is the bike and the rider, we have a minimum weight, which is 152 kilograms.
Together?
Together. So right now, the way I am, well, maybe with the pins, I'm a bit heavier. But I'm 1 kilo over the limit, which is perfect. It's just safe.
So you're 153 kilos with your bike. When they put you on the scale, you're awesome. You're ready to go. Next season, though, because Moto3, you're riding the 250 cc's. You now go up to a much, much bigger bike. It is that bike that you were training on that threw you off.
It is. I mean, Moto2 is a class where you need to adapt many things, especially the way you ride the bike. Your riding style needs to change completely. But at the same time, also I'm going to have to pick up around 5-6 kilograms and obviously gain a lot more strength and muscle.
Really?
So it's actually really hard work. I mean, you must imagine that bike is 140 kilograms, and we're trying to flick it from corner to corner as fast and as hard as we can. And it's actually really physically demanding.
How quick do you go?
I mean, it depends. Every track's different. I mean, it depends how long the main straight is, because we gear the bike so it hits limiter at the end of the longest straight. But at some of the tracks where we have our highest top speed, say for example Phillip Island, we border on about 250 k's per hour on the Moto3, and Moto2 is coming close to 300.
300 kilometers an hour, like your head down, 300 k's an hour.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like a lot, but once you have done 10 laps, it feels normal. You almost adapt to it.
Brad, you've done brilliantly, but what more now? Moto2, then MotoGP. maybe riding against the likes of Valentino Rossi?
That's it. You know, the next step is going into Moto 2. We're going to go into Moto 2. It's going to be tough at the beginning, but, you know, I'm hoping to just carry on working really hard, and I hope to reach the top in Moto 2 one day as well. After that, obviously, the next step's MotoGP, and then I'm really racing against the big boys. So that's my goal at the end of the day.
But we're proud of you. Out of Poch, via Carltonville, through Krugersdorp, all the way to Spain, where he lives these days, and now here on Sport at 10. It was really great that we got you into the studio, and all the best with the recovery, and we'll be watching you closely next season. Make us proud in Moto 2.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Brad Binder, what a athlete. Even though he has to weigh a little bit, he's got a big heart and a big bike and big other things to get on that bike, but we won't talk about that. Let's move on and see who is coming on to the show next. It's Cheslyn Jampies, a man who, well, over the last year went from a great season at Cosmos on to being called by Shakes Mashaba to Bafana Bafana for that Cameroon encounter. Celtic signed him, and now he's without a club after one game with Celtic. We have to hear the story. Cheslyn, you're next.
Encore une histoire d'amour qui commence bien. Des papillons dans les cheveux, de bon matin. Regardez, sans se soucier de la course folle.
A fresh coat of Plascon paint. A lot can change in 15 years. Your son will go to school, be uncool, then super cool. There'll be this girl and that girl. He'll grow hair here and there. Join a band, get fans, dabble in this and that, move back and study. All before you have to paint again. Choose Plascon, the paint with up to 15 years quality guarantee.
How often we forget our greatness. We measure ourselves against the world. Yet we forget that our greatest stories come from the humblest places. Our future will not be written by the great strides of yesterday, but by the ones we take today.
Introducing new Sunlight with smart foam technology. With the fragrance you love, but foam that now washes away in up to half the rinsing. The brighter side of washing with smart foam.
Only Red's Crisp brings the carnival to your taste buds. Reds, open up crisp.
From the science of Tough Labs, the Ford Ranger XLT Double Cab. It's tough, done smarter. Now from only $416,900. Visit a Ford dealer today.
Alright, so we're here to show you guys just how refreshing an icy cold Sprite is by doing a sub-zero swim. You ready, Les?
Yes, I'm ready, boy.
Alright, let's do it, Les. Sprite! It's refreshing like that! Sorry, are you okay? Introducing the new Sprite temperature-sensitive can. More refreshing than slaying your day. Search hashtag refreshing like that for more.
Arbore Charleston! Muting! Cheslyn!
Short and sweet celebration there from Cheslyn Jampies, a man who played 8 years with Ajax Youth, then moved on to Santos, had a couple of seasons there. One of them was in the Premier League, moved on to Jomo Sono and Jomo Cosmos. So Jomo, we'll find out how he discovered him. Then, after a great season there, Shakes Mashaba sees you, Cheslyn. Then you go on to signing with Celtic, and now you find yourself here with us. But that's quite a journey. Let's start with where you're from. How are you? And where did it all begin?
Thomas, I'm from Cape Town.
Originally, I grew up there.
Bellar?
Bellar, yeah.
What's it like in Bellar? Is it rough?
Yeah, of course it's rough. It's,
How rough?
Ghetto rough. Yeah, but very nice people. You know, I've been there for almost 20 years, 18 years before we moved. But yeah, it's very nice.
And you got out, no scratches?
No.
I mean, you're saying it's rough.
I'm a people's person. I can't come out with scratches.
So you don't have problems?
No, not at all.
But if it seems to be something that happens, especially in that kind of community, that when you're young, you're exposed to all the wrong things.
Yeah, but like my mom always teaches me, man. You know, a lily grows in mud. You don't have to be like your surroundings to make it to the top one day.
And you just stayed focused. You stayed at Ajax. They brought you through your youth development.
Yeah, they did. Obviously, with the support of my parents, you know, they've always been there for me. You know, when the van drives me away, sometimes they make sure that I get there on time. And yeah, I've been there for 8 years. After that, I left Ajax. After all my teammates like Serrero and Dylan Klaas and Shamik Doughty, them all got signed, I felt that, you know, it's time that I move. And then from there I went to Santos. And at Santos I played for, I think, 4 years before Mr. Sono called me up and said that.
You had one season, though, where you got the taste of the Premiership with Santos.
Yeah,
you actually got relegated with them.
Should he say that?
No, I had to just mention, you know, just that, you know, your first early days there, went down with the club.
Yeah.
Is it hard?
Yeah, it's not per se like hard for a player to always, let me not say always, to get relegated with a team. You know, especially, you know, footballers make new friends every time they enter into a new team. And I've been there for quite a long time, and I've made a number of friends, and I miss them sometimes, especially, you know, Tyron them, and Nasif, Greg, all of them. Yeah,
I'm not going to blame you, Will, because you only played 8 games in that relegation season, so it's not your fault that Santos went down. But then Jomo Sono gets in touch with you, finds you, discovers you. You know, Jomo's all about the rough diamond and polishing it. How does he get in touch? How do you meet the great Jomo Sono?
Like I've said in previous interviews, Mr. Sono is a gentleman. He's just like that. As you see him, that's how he is. And he always used to like joke around with me, because I have a very close friend called Brice Aka. And I'd always want to talk to Brice after the game, and he'd always tell me, one day, if my team goes back to the Premiership, you're gonna be at my club, and you know, and I found myself there after one season.
So Jomo calls you up. Does he call you like directly on the phone?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hi, this is Jomo Sono."
Yeah, he first sent my friend.
He sent Brice first?
Yeah, and then I called him back.
And he said, go get that boy.
Yeah, and then I got there, I was training for like a few weeks, and then they offered me a contract.
And you had a great season. I mean, 2015, you get to Cosmos, 25 games, you score a couple of goals. Shakes Mashaba even sees you, calls you up. And you're looking shy here, like, you know, that happened to me every day. That was your first call-up ever?
Yeah, it
in
was.
March?
It was, and it was an honor, you know, to also rub shoulders with the big names in our country, you know. I always say thank you to Mr. Shakes and also the coaches during my development, you know. They, especially Mr. Sono as well, David Natwane, they've been vital in my career. And unfortunately I didn't get to play though, but the experience I think I've gained, it should count for something someday. And yeah.
We're going to a break because Cheslyn's story gets even more interesting. Cosmos get relegated, he moves to Celtic, and now he's not with Celtic, even though he only played once for the club. We'll find out what happened there. Stay with us.
Funeral plans. You can buy them anywhere these days. Many will try and offer you a plan similar to ours. Let them try. But can they give you all your premiums back? Clientele can pay you all your premiums back on top of your funeral cover amount. Yes, all your premiums on top of your cover amount.
The money from clientele paid for the funeral, and I got my premiums back. So at the end of the day, it didn't cost me anything.
SMS funeral to 44053 and we'll call you back.
I'm very proud to have given my cousin a decent funeral, because that is very important in our culture.
The clientele consultants, they agree with you and they understand that what it takes to plan a funeral in such a short time.
I would have never been able to pay for the funeral on my own, and I'm very grateful to clientele.
Did you know, upon death, the bank freezes your bank account till the paperwork and legal processes are done? This can take months or even years. But all clientele funeral plans pay out within 24 hours. Plus, we will send 200 Rand free airtime to help with the necessary funeral arrangements. It's affordable. Plans start from only 99 Rand per month. SMS funeral to 44053 and we'll call you back. Clientele funeral plans pay up to 50,000 Rand per member and up to 250,000 Rand per family. And in the event of accidental death, we will pay out double the insured amount. Important, you can cover up to 13 people on one plan. Plans include grocery, unveiling, and transport benefits.
If I think about it, the funeral cover doesn't cost me anything because I got my premiums back.
I trust clientele.
Ja leboga go clientele life.
Ek is baie dankbaar aan clientele.
SMS funeral to 44053 and we'll call you back. SMS now.
Boys' night. Louis sips a Savannah. That crisp taste. Oh, it's his girlfriend. Will he answer? Hello, Pununu. Brave move, Louis. Oh, that took serious apples. Savannah's got apples. Have you?
There's been controversy about how Cheslyn Jampies left Bloem Celtic, but we'll get to that. There's also a lot of controversy about how Pirates drew this game against Baroka FC. Lots of you want to see the goal again on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Here it is, 95th minute. What do you think of that, Cheslyn?
That's a brilliant goal.
But why would a goalkeeper even have that? Why would he practice an overhead kick and hit it like that? He's a keeper.
I think things like that just happens, you know, in the moment. But the technique he also displayed there, I mean, I don't think you can take it away from him. And his intentions was clear.
What a goal. What an equalizer. I already know the Nandi moment of the week. It's going to be that one. Oscarine Masuluke scoring the equalizer there for Baroka against Orlando Pirates. Shampunino, what's happening on the bench?
Thomas, yeah, ke fetsa tswa mo phone mo le khuluko thobo jana o re ke yeah no o fetsa mputsa re goalwe ka re tlhako morao ba ibitsa re ke backstroke. Over to you, Thomas. Thank you, Khuluko.
Tammy Bodibe with Shampunizer there. She's getting entertained the whole night there. But let's move on. Cosmos get relegated at the end of the season. You've had a great season. You're one of the star players of the team. Shining light. Bloem Celtic bring you there. But you can't get into the team, Cheslyn. It takes you 6 games to get into the team.
Yeah, you know, before I went to Celtic, me and Coach Letwaka, we used to talk on a regular basis that you know, he wants me at the team. And then from there, I don't know what happened. But all I did was I was working hard. And then after a while, you know, I feel I'm getting to the peak of my career now, you know, where everything counts for me, and I felt that I need to be playing to keep my body, you know, active all the time, because you know we're getting old. Your body doesn't work like it worked 5 years ago. And then we came to an agreement, you know, my agent, myself, and Celtic, that I need to be playing, and I feel that we come to an agreement that we terminate the contract, and that's what happened.
Cheslyn, you left, I mean, you played one game against Cape Town City, 90 minutes of that game, then they didn't use you again. You felt it was better to leave Bloem Celtic than to maybe stay and fight for your place?
I signed a 2-year deal with Bloem and Celtic, and at the moment, me and my agent, we feel that was the best move for me.
Rather than just stay and even if they don't play you, you earn money for 2 years sitting on the bench. Just enjoy yourself. You don't use me, you still pay me, right?
Yeah.
You rather now, because you're back in Cape Town. You now, I know your agent. He's working on it, trying to get you to another club. But what a risky move. Very brave.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you have to live with decisions you make, and this is one of them. And I'm happy at the moment. You know, I just need to find a team now. My agents are working on it hard, and yeah, hopefully in January I'll be wearing a new color.
It seems they just clearance, and Celtic also said, okay, you're okay, we're okay.
No, there was like a back and forth, but we were clear with our intentions, and also Celtic is not a team that holds players back. You know, if you feel that you want to go somewhere or whatever the case may be, Celtic is not a team that holds you back.
Just the one thing that I need to clear up, because it is the one thing that maybe put your name in maybe not the best light, is they use the word breach of the team code or the code of conduct at the club in terms of why you guys were no longer together. Was there anything like that? Was there a breach of conduct?
Not that I'm aware of, you know, but like I said to you, Thomas, that we came to an agreement. That's what I know. I had one hearing, you know, and then from there we decided that we part ways because it's in the best interest of my future.
So what now? What are you doing? How do you keep fit? You're now waiting for January.
No, I have a personal trainer back at home that I'm training with. You know, the same thing that I did before I went to Cosmos. You remember, there was this, I think, whole month period that I was at home and training, and yeah, so this is the same scenario as the last time, and I'll still keep working hard, and then hopefully in January I find a good team.
Educated left foot, left back, and a man who can score goals as well with that powerful left boot that he has. Cheslyn Jampies, brave move. All the best. We want to see you back in a Premiership team doing the business. I mean, you got into the Bafana squad. You got a little taste for that Cameroon game. Didn't play, but you were there.
Yeah.
We need to see you back, Cheslyn.
We will soon.
There you have it. Cheslyn Jampies with us here on Sport at 10. We're going to a quick break. Tammy Bodibe, are you ready for us? Champunino, I hope you haven't been giving her answers.
Savor the smooth, easy drinking taste of Castle Malt Stout chocolate infused.
The heat is on with Telkom Free Me. One plan, pick your data, set yourself free. Get Free Me 1 gig with a Samsung Galaxy A3 smartphone for under $200 a month. Or get it with an LG Stylus 2 for less than $230 a month.
Christmas, peel, pull, and reveal the new Coca-Cola Bow bottle. Perfect for those who make your Christmas even more special. Only available in limited edition 1-liter bottles.
It's in the daring of a moment surrender that's big enough to change me to us. It's in the moment when you know that you're more than you were yesterday, and you take your place among the ones you admire. Because these are the moments that matter. For moments that count, drink from glass.
Experience your ultimate Lindor moment. Smooth melting Lindor from the Lindt Master Chocolatier. Give the gift of bliss this Christmas. Lindor from Lindt.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the man who takes the party from zero to hero. To grand, from average to, well, to way above average. The guy who toots the party train horn and says, all aboard! You are indeed a party comrade, and we salute you with a bottle of Chivas Regal 12-year-old blended Scotch whiskey, plus 2 glasses for just $279.99, exclusive to Tops at Spa.
Well, guys, 1996, a brand new year. And I guess we all know what that means, huh? Resolution time.
I grew up without a father, you see. And I never thought he loved me. I'm sure he did, but he just wasn't around to tell me so.
And may you go out this week and live a week that is just filled with self-love and reflection.
Why are you whispering?
I'm like, where did you find all of this material?
This is the SABC.
Oh,
nothing you ever do
I'm
does
archived here.
It's here.
You've got my Sunday morning 6 a.m. things. You've got everything.
We have it
all.
all.
You've got Josie H. You have it all.
And now we have you.
What a surprise and what an honor to be here, Thomas.
It's good to have you with us. Matamsana.
Ndimlo.
Ngubeni.
Ndingumatamsana ngubeni.
Nah. Hey, but short timing.
Short for time, yeah. Just to...
Before we get into a lot of things, okay, I read once that you thought The Matrix was your favorite movie. I did not understand The Matrix. I thought I wasted 2 hours of my life watching The Matrix, and you thought it was brilliant. Ganjan.
You missed the point, Thomas. You missed the point.
I saw the effects.
No, but the Matrix is about life beyond life. It's about the unseen realities. It's about being more than you are. And about exercising your faith to get to that point. It's about being the chosen one.
I can hear the sacred space coming through now.
No, but cause that's the message, literally, of The Matrix.
Huh?
You know, Neo, who is the protagonist, right? There's one scene that I love where he's standing, he's going to see the Oracle. And he asks the Oracle, am I the one? And then the Oracle says, it's up to you to decide. And Neo says, no, I'm not the one. And then she says, sorry, kiddo. But the thing is, if Neo knew that he was the one right then he would have been the one. Because he would have had the faith to be able to accomplish all the things that he was to accomplish.
This is why we listen to you on the radio as well. Because you break these things down. You give us that spiritual thing. When did you become so in tune with your spirituality?
You know, I've always known myself to be this way. I've always experienced myself to be this way. I come from a family of believers. My grandmother, my grandfather, tatomkhulu, makhulu wami, my family is a family of believers. So I grew up in a family that knows God, that worships. And so building that relationship is something that was second nature to me.
Marle industry le. And that as hambelani. I mean, if you just read the papers. To be famous and spiritual and nkulunkulu and all those things together, that's tough.
You know what is tough? Not knowing who you are. That's tough. When you know who you are and your identity is formed, it doesn't matter what space you are put in, you do not change because of the environment. Instead, you ought to be a change maker. You go into an environment and the environment must change to suit you.
But who are you then?
Who am I? I'm a child of God, like first and foremost. I am a lover of life. I love humanity. I believe in the greatness that lies within each and every one of us. That's really who I am.
And then we break it down to the simpler things, an actress, producer, radio host.
But that's what I do. You know, what I do
Those
is
don't define you?
They don't define me, because I could not have another acting job all of my life. Does that mean that I'm no longer umatamsanqangubeni? You know, I might lose my job tomorrow for whatever reason, but that does not strip me of who I am. You know, I take myself with me wherever I go.
But then why work so hard?
You know what? I love what I do.
Because you're putting in the effort everywhere.
The thing is, I'm not saying what I do doesn't matter. It does matter. I love it. It's my gifting. It's my talent. It's what I'm here to do. And I believe that each and every one of us, like you are absolutely amazing at what you do, and it is your calling and it is your talent. And you, I mean, even watching you do it, I fall in love with sport just watching you.
You're making me shy.
No, but
I'll hand you the check later. I'll slip you the. No, thank you.
Just put in an extra couple of zeros at the end. But that's your gifting, and that's the area that you've been called to inspire and to entertain, etc. You know, so for me, what I do is, you know, it's inspiration, it's entertainment, it's joy. It's also part of my stretching myself. It's part of who I am.
Of the things that you do, which is your favorite?
That's not fair.
No, I mean, you're radio,
yes.
Metro, 2000, you're an actress, you're a businesswoman.
Yes.
What's your favorite hat to wear?
You know, you've put it nicely, because it's about hats. It depends on what I'm doing at a particular time, and it also depends on what I'm going through in my life at a particular time. There are different skill sets that I need in order to do one area of my life and another one for a different career. So for me, I don't do all of those things all of the time at the same time, but they take turns in my life.
But I want your favorite. Pick one.
I cannot.
But
But let me tell you why, right? Because all of these things for me are platforms. They're platforms, but what I do in those platforms remains the same. It's radio, it's a platform. TV is a platform. The written word is a platform. And I express myself through those platforms.
This is a new platform for you. You're on Sport at 10. And these are the Sport at 10 cup cakes. You can't have the trophy. The cup is priceless, but the cakes you can if you get the questions right, Tammy. So we're going to give you the first question.
Well, I mean, you were challenging me on social media today.
No, because you were on some flexing.
No, I did flex my sports muscles. I'm like, Thomas Nyamaz.
And I know you're a tennis player and you're active and you do those things, but you're not gonna manage now. Let's get to the quiz.
Okay.
The first question: can you recognize this? It's all about the SA Sports Awards. So, if you were at the gospel thing,
I was at the gospel, and they were at the same time.
Who's this?
That is the winner of the newcomer award, right? Untando.
Mahlangu. The 14-year-old at the
Yes.
Paralympics. I'm going to give you that because you already knew the category. So you were sitting at the Gospel Awards and you were checking on Twitter so that you knew that.
No, but I also host the news and current affairs show, so I have to keep up to date.
Next.
Yes.
Can you tell me what award this team won at the SA Sports Awards?
Okay, Sundowns won Team of the Year.
For?
They won for. But you asked me two questions in one.
No, I just wanted to check how deep the knowledge is.
No,
But it's enough.
But it's soccer as well.
Enough.
Like
it's enough.
Thomas, like, you know.
The last one, he was given a Lifetime Achievement Award at the SA Sports Awards. And if you say Invictus...